Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Real Estate on Record. I'm Mike Gatti. I'm here today with Steve Zalunardo, and we have a special guest here, Mr. Raymond Kwong himself.
Kwong, yes. Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, pleasure to be here, and thanks for having me here.
For sure. Yeah. So Steve and Raymond went back to coaching with Mike Ferry. What year was that?
2009.
Yeah.
It's an amazing story because, going into like an intro, Raymond. So Raymond was when we first got into real estate, I mean, you were a few years ahead of me, I think, maybe the same year.
I was about a year ahead of you.
Okay.
We met through the Mike Ferry.
Mike Ferry, yeah.
And, we have a mastermind group of 5. And then we broke off. I should have stuck with Steve.
Wait, before you get in there, before you get in there. So we met originally, I was 6 months in the business. We met at the Mike Ferry event. I don't know how I didn't know any of you guys because you guys were all from Mississauga.
Yeah, we met.
Oh, is it role playing?
Yeah, we doing role play.
Okay.
And then we have a mastermind once a week, every Friday.
But how we met at that first event. But we already role play. I think I was maybe with the
actors. we always start role playing.
So five of us. It was Samit
Chada, Martin Eckert, David Eckert,
yourself,
and you. Yeah.
So we went to this. Like we saw all these top producers on stage, 70, 100 deals, 200 deals. It's like, how do you get there? So we sort of like replicated what they did, like set up a mastermind group. So then we would role play and script call and do all that shit every day together. Like we would share partners and stuff. And then also we had a mastermind group where basically we would meet. Was it once a month?
No, mastermind we did once a week.
Okay.
Every Friday. And then someone dropped the ball, and then we split up. And then I said, "Oh, not the case. Only 2. The rest just dropped out." I play a lot of golf, and I said, "You know what? I can't really commit to it." And then I had a regret after. And then I've been watching him, and this guy will never stop. He just keep going. And hats off to you, Steve.
Thank you, buddy.
He's the most determined, dedicated.
And I
when he starts, he takes it to the end.
I gotta say this. I use him as my mentor, quiet, silent mentor.
Indirectly, yeah.
Yeah. So I start to listen to audiobook.
He's gonna make me cry.
And then all of a sudden he started going on social media. And I was telling my wife, so I said, "Oh, Steve." And then you talk about Florida. I said, "Wait, this is something we're thinking about, going to Florida, right?" I started to, I love Canada, and I love it so much that it broke my heart to see what's going on. Mm-hmm. It broke my heart. And I don't want to say it. It just basically, I did not born here. I was born in Cambodia. I go through the war. I know what communists look like. And when I see what happened here, it broke my heart.
Yeah, for sure.
Raymond, I remember I always talk to you about there's a few examples of people that taught me a lot of stuff, especially because immigrants, like I am to America right now, is you learn from people. And Raymond told me these stories where we obviously spent a lot of time together early on, and he would tell me the stories how he escaped Cambodia. Like you were in the lily weeds, right?
Yeah.
And if you moved, I mean, the water must have been sub-temperature.
Well, they were like...
they were escaping Cambodia.
If you know those brush on the water that grow in the water,
those lilies, tall,
and when they see it move, even the wind blow and you see it move, they shoot.
Oh shit!
They just because people are escaping, so they'll stay on the mound and just so you see. So again, not to interrupt your story, but I remember it vividly because you told me
I was telling him.
But I remember this from back in 2010. You were telling me like you're in
Yeah.
the basically like the weeds, and you can just hear the AK-47, the bullets just like whizzing by.
Yeah. I was 15.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Just to get out of a
And
communist
then we think
country.
we had it hard
Yeah, I know.
because my dad didn't tell me he loved me. It's like, just saying, like we look at like small things, like you look at it like even Raymond. So he came down here. So the love for the country is because he saw, a place where he can be free, he can speak his mind, he can provide a good life for his family. And now he's at the tail end of it where he's starting to see a repetition from Cambodia.
Yeah, I start to see. Well, this has opened my eyes during the COVID. I said I escaped communist tyranny, force you to do things that you don't want to do, and if you don't do it, you'll be punished. And during the COVID, I started seeing that, and it was terrible. And I was thinking to my wife, I said, I love Canada so much. My wife was also immigrated to the United States. She's now is citizenship of the American. I sold her Canada. I said, you gotta come here, it's better. And finally she said, okay. So I sponsored her to come here. And it was good. And again, I don't want to get into politics, but I believe that the Harper government, during that time, we got so much respect around the world. As me as a citizen of Canada, I appreciate this country. And when I came here, I got educated here. I told a story to my school, my high school, about how it happened and the exact story I told Stephen. And I really appreciate this country. I love the Canadian flags, love it. And Canada Day, I would have 4 flags, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. The regular season, I have 1 Canadian flag always in my backyard to reminding me that this country, it will serve me well. But during the COVID, I had a lot of thought that why can't we have our own freedom? Why can't we live our life without fear of, let's say, you gotta have the vaccine or you can't go anywhere? That would hurt me, because it's not that I think that vaccine is bad, but not for everybody. I never took vaccines. The only one I took was when I was a baby. When I was born, I got that injection. And I was telling my wife, I said, maybe this is the same place that I came from. So I've been thinking about heading to Florida. I said, because she's American, I'm Canadian, maybe we start to make the move. It's not because I hate Canada. I love Canada. I just don't like see things happening. And I don't want to fight it because I've been through that and I escaped that. I took so many chances to risk my life when I was 15. And I came here by what we call is vetted me properly. I had to stay in a refugee camp for just over 2 years. The Canadian delegation interviewed me 2 times because my aunt sponsored me here. She's in Canada. She didn't believe that my mom is like the delegation that doesn't look like your aunt, sister, because my mom was skinny. We in a communist world, and she's healthy here. So they looked at the picture, they said no. So they pending me upon decision to allow me to come. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then later on, finally,
Where was the refugee camp? Was that in Canada or
in Thailand?
Thailand?
Oh, wow.
In Thailand.
So you're 15 years old.
Yeah.
You're away from home, no
Yeah.
parents, and you're
No
stuck in
parents.
Thailand for 2 years.
I think in Thailand, they give you every week food like fish, vegetable, and then every week, every Monday, they call your name and go collect the food, right? And you stay there for about 2 years. They vet you. They totally vet you. They actually check you, ask you all the questions before they even a stamp. So okay, you're good to go. And second time around, they come back and they say, okay, we'll believe you now. So now you have to go through your health check. So I had to go through a health check, and I was a smoker, when I was young, 15-year-old, you see friends smoke, you start to smoke, but it wasn't a heavy smoker. So there's something in my lung. I did not tell them that I was a smoker. So it shows something in my lung when they do the x-ray. And they pending me again. They said, well, your health not good enough to come over. And I said, oh, by the way, I'm a smoker. Oh, you should have told us that because it shows that in your lung. This is a cigarette, right? Then they said, okay, here you're going to give you 30 days, take that medication to make sure it's clear. So I took 30 days medication. When it cleared, then they're okay for me to come over.
Wow.
Yeah. When I come over, I start here in the high school. Meet a lot of different cultures, friends. And finished high school, my uncle asked me, what do I want to do? I said, I want to be a salesman, I want to be a salesman. He said, if you want to be a salesman, why would you need to go to university for 4 years? You're going to end up owing OSAP the money, and then you come out, be a salesman, and go to school or go to learn how to sell now. In 4 years, to be a good salesman. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? Heck with it. I don't want to have any debt in university, another $80,000, $90,000, and then come back as a salesman. So I start selling cars. I applied for the job. Everybody asked me, oh, you have experience. I said, you don't give me a chance. How would I have experience? I do speak Vietnamese. I do speak Cambodian, a little bit of Chinese, and broken English back then, 92. I still have broken English now. But back then was just finished high school from the camp. So I'm in high school for 4 years, right? So started selling cars for 17 and a half years.
Oh, wow.
So yes,
Chrysler, right? Chrysler?
No, General Motors.
General Motors.
So 2008, when U.S. have a meltdown.
That was a good time to get out.
Yes, that's when 2008 meltdown. That's when I start real estate. I took the course, just 75%, right on the nose, pass. And then I start. One guy is in a Remax office. His name is Marco Ortino.
Oh, I remember that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You still talk to him?
He said, yeah, I text him sometime. He said, hey, I'm Marco. You look like a guy who wants to be successful. Guy who like dress. I like to always dress up. I always believe that if you look good, you will feel good. And if you feel good, you'll do good. I always believe in that. So I did that since I was selling cars. Selling cars, I'm the one with wearing suit and ties and pocket handkerchief, and always do that since I was selling cars. So every new car salesman showed up. My boss, the owner, said, Raymond, you got to take this guy go shopping before he starts selling. So when Marco Ortino said, hey, there's an event coming. It's a Mike Ferry event. You should go. So I said, okay, well, I'm new in real estate, so I listened to his advice. So I said, I'll go. So when I go, I said, you know what, this is common sense stuff, right? You want to sell, you got to talk to people. So that was Matthew Ferry, the one did the event. And it's called the Productivity School, perfect for me. Learn how to say, what not to say, and the tonality. He's very good, and I'm hooked into it, and then I start to implement the system and start doing the role play, and then later on we end up with Matt and Steven at the. I think it's also at the event.
Yeah, Mike. It was Mike.
Yeah,
Ferry,
yeah, and then we introduce each other, and then we creating as a group, which is the mastermind group. But I got to keep telling you this again and again. Like out of the group, he's something that I got scared because he all into it, and he said, "Oh, there's books he recommend us to read." So the first one is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
I can't read, right? Because when I read one page, I got headache. I got black. Oh, yeah, I got fall asleep if I read. But he read the whole thing. He keeps showing us with all different books. The other guy's Martin Eckert. He's pretty good mindset too. But I would say he's one of like. I don't know. I don't know how many agents out there would do what he does.
No, none. No. Yeah, no, I agree.
One thing I never forget, I keep telling you this again. I remember he said this to me. I told my wife, if the house doesn't burn down, don't call me. He wake up at 5 o'clock and do his own thing. He's in the office by 7.
Yeah. Back then, yeah.
So I got scared. I also dropped out. I broke up the final mastermind group. The rest of the guy always dropped out. No, and then he doesn't talk to me, Steve, and I don't blame him because why would I put my poison into him, right? Back then, I said, I have respect for him, and he continued his coaching. And back then I thought, okay, well, I'm in sales for 17 and a half years. I know everything, right? Selling cars and nickel and dime, negotiating contract for $5 a month on the lease payment. So what's up with the sale? I already know everything. I gone through sale training. So I didn't proceed with the coach. Well, no, I start coaching. My coach was Larry Kozak. And I know Steve.
I was at his wife.
Ramona Kozak.
Ramona, yeah.
But he would stick to that. And then later on, I spoke with him. He said he's going for an NLP program with Matthew Ferry. Mm-hmm. I told my wife every time. I always talk because my wife met him once. He came to our house for mastermind.
Yeah, with steaks.
Steaks, and we have like wine.
And he had the Canadian flag on the back. It was literally on the shed.
I still have it.
Yeah.
I replaced my Canadian flag in the backyard once a year. New one up, but always 4th flag in July, 1st of July. And time goes on. I coach with Larry. Larry Kozak was coaching me 2 years. I was doing okay, 18, 20 deals, and then I dropped out. I thought I know everything. When I dropped out, my production come to about 10 or 12. And I still doing 10, 12. This year I did 13 transactions this year. But the point is I was telling my wife, I said, I'm going to start to put more if I want to grow. I scroll around on the Facebook and I saw him on social media. And I say, hey, Steven's in Florida. So I text him. He said, yeah, he's in Florida. I always want to go to Florida because I believe that Florida is a common sense state. I don't know what your belief is. I'm a totally conservative.
I agree.
Very conservative. I don't hate the liberal. I have that respect for the liberal. But what they do now, I disagree. And I never say, I hate NDP either, because they're the one brought up the universal health care for Canada. right?
I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I don't know.
yeah. That's how we have the universal healthcare. Is long time ago. But back then we have a proper government that running and do properly things that now we start to have all this going on right now that I really don't believe in. So I told my wife, let's go Florida. So I text Steve. We want to make a move finally to Florida.
So you're going down now?
No, actually, not after New Year.
Oh,
We're
beautiful.
going down, checked out. So a couple places my wife wanted to look at, St. Petersburg, St. Pete,
Yeah.
Orlando. We don't want to be close to the
To the water?
water,
Yeah.
so more inland. But seriously, like, it's going to be there. We're going to be there. Whether we're going to be there 100% or back and forth, because I still love Canada. I think the country is still beautiful. The government just need to be a little more common sense. And right now, I don't know what kind of common sense we have.
Well said, buddy. I really appreciate that, man. Honestly, like obviously we didn't lose touch. Like I stopped talking to you. Just remember that. Like especially, I mean, Mike will know that too, is because we keep going in one direction. So you got to keep jogging with me. I usually keep jogging in one direction. So it's not that. So
Yeah.
when you messaged me on Facebook about Florida, I called you right back right away because I never stopped talking to you for any reason because a coach is just keep in motion, right? But man, I appreciate it, man. You're again. I talked to you about you to Mike prior to even you reaching out, just based on your stories. Because there's another gentleman from here, from Romania as well, like went through communism. So I use your story and also the Romanian as well to kind of give me indication where the country's heading. Because we don't know. We're spoiled. We're in a country. We were born here. We don't know the signs of what's currently happening, right? So someone like yourself and other buddy that's from Romania. You guys can, and there's another one from Czech. They can do the telltale, right, of what was happening with the country. So, like, again, you had a great inspiration on me as well, just based on, what you went through. Because, and look at this. If you kind of look at where he was, the love of the country, based on what it gave him, and then now fallen out of love of it because of where the current direction. If there's not somebody that has, like, forget about me. Don't take my word for it. Take his word for it. Because he's been through the ringer and he's seen both sides and he likes one side better than the other, clearly. And now where he's going, the next journey is into Florida, and I'd like to help you out with that as best I can, however you need help, because that's what we do, right? We help our friends and people that are like-minded, and even if they're not like-minded and they need help, you want to help them. So whatever you need from us, we'll be happy to help you out.
Yeah, those pretty much 100%. My wife and I, we talked about it, and I said, you know what? I said, I'm not 100% that I'm going to be gone for good, but it's going to be there. That's going to be our home.
Yeah.
In Florida. Yeah. So I was kind of talked about this during the COVID. I couldn't make the move during the COVID, but for some reason, again, it's somewhat similar to what we call maybe chicken out. Maybe it's too much.
I think during COVID, a lot of people felt like things were going to get better too, right? Like it's like, this is just going to blow over and get better. Like I have a lot of friends that thought things were getting better and they just kept getting worse. So,
Well, even us.
I think now the writing's on the wall. It's easier to make that decision.
I mean, even we had no intentions on leaving in 2020 as well. We were just hoping like we're watching it. We're not happy. We're like, hopefully people wake up, and also not just the people, it's also people in power. Yeah. Like I thought America was going to pressure Canada to say, hey, wake up. And then they were on the same kick because it's the same government, liberal government, like Democrat, and same mindset. And the pressure was never coming. Because I thought after that trucker protest, I told my wife, I go, that's what we need. We need global attention. But I didn't understand what was happening, because global attention like that, there'll be pressure from larger countries rather to kind of straighten your politics. But everyone was on the same kick. EU, America, North Canada. Asia Pacific. Everyone's on the same kick.
Like they had a meeting before.
They had a meeting. They definitely had a meeting. So that's why in 2020, and after the truckers thing, I told my wife, like, let's go. I told you about that how they pinpointed everyone's houses. I'm like, time to go. Actually, we just met with my immigration attorney just now because we're doing our seminar you should come to that if you want to see that, the seminar that we're doing end of February here in our office. But it's, like we called it right away and we started the progress to shift.
Yeah, you did the right move, and I think.
But we'll find out. So far, it's the right choice.
I told my wife, moving out from California is not the wrong move either.
No,
because if I would move back to California,
No,
which I told her, it's same thing as Canada 2.0.
correct.
and higher taxes.
So I said to her, no way California, unless something big change.
No, but it's like Canada. It's going in the wrong direction. By
Yeah.
the time it turns, it's like.
So I said to her, I said, Florida, I almost know pretty much like I watched like even the governor of Florida. As much as I like the guy, right? I call him is basically the way he talks and all of the movement. It's pretty much Trump, but it's a different. He a little more ease on the language, but I think he doing the right things. What he did for Florida, I gave him a lot of.
No, you're right. Common sense government.
Yeah,
State,
common sense.
we're in a heavy surplus there, billions of surplus. He wants to. I don't think. I mean, the property tax. There's got to be a ploy for that. I think he wanted to run his wife as a governor as well, right? So maybe it's like something you want to tag on. But he's looking to abolish property taxes. Yeah. He's given us tax free on a lot of stuff during seasons, through hunting, through schooling, through summertime. So it's like there's so much advantages to be there. It's a good state, man. I think we made I'll speak for my family currently right now. Like even being back in Canada, it's like. I can't wait to get back. It's unfortunate. I feel like this, but it's just the uneasiness in the air here. It's a different feel, right? It's there. It's like, I don't know, like even before I left, I was walking the dog. It's just that calmness. It doesn't, like, you don't feel it here. It's just a constant anxiety. And I think also everything is so amplified here politically, and like there's such a division between everybody here. Like there's no unity. At least America has America, where they're patriot about the flag, they're patriot about the the pledge, like their national anthem, their sports, everything. There's still a massive common ground, a love for the country, the military. Especially I'm in a Republican state, and all that stuff is a check mark. But when you get down here, there's so much division, and there's like no foundation to hold everybody to true. And that's what I'm saying. Like for us, I'm a half a generation in. Like ultimately, I don't know. Like I got to keep moving. And if America doesn't work in the future, if something happens there drastically, I'll have to make a move again. But I'm not going to be, foot stuck in the mud and not make a move because we're scared or whatever. We're comfortable. I think you have to just you got to keep doing what's right in life. And I think that's currently right now, the move there has been the best for my kids. It's been for my wife, for myself, mental, physical, financially starting to pick up as well. So, yeah, that's it, buddy. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for
That's
coming.
Awesome. You're the best, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mike,
Nice to meet
it was
you.
a pleasure.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Are you on Instagram or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram.
At Raymond Kwong?
Yeah, Raymond Kwong 9.
Nice.
There's
So if you guys want to follow Raymond in his story, I think, maybe send him a message to keep him going with his stories. I think it's super inspiring. I can't wait to clip up his story, because that's where we let you talk, because it's such I don't get an opportunity to talk to so many interesting people, right? And I think your story, it's a blessed one, buddy. I think you're an inspiration for everybody, man. God bless you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, guys, thanks for watching this episode. If you have any questions or you want to reach out to Raymond, please direct message us. We'd love to direct you in his direction.
Thanks, man.